Hi guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday for Wednesday, December 1st, 2015. Cheers. So last week was Thanksgiving, and we got together with family and had a great meal. And with our meal, I had 2 bottles of the Berry Bliss that won in the state fair. So we all sampled that. Good times. So here's a little picture from that. And also over the holiday weekend, I got a little bit of decorating done, so let me show you some footage from that.
Christmas time, I love you. The winter months are cold, but I feel warm inside. 'Cause though the nights are long, they're full of cheerful songs.
Okay, so we got all the Christmas lights up. Everything's looking good, ready for the holidays. And also I got one more thing accomplished over the holiday weekend. Thank God for 4-day weekends and holiday weekends. Here's some footage for you. Hey guys, looks like brew day is among us. And today we're going to do a Cooper's English Bitter. So we will go ahead and take the lid off of this guy. So we'll go ahead and take the lid off. Just grab a hold of that and pull it off. So we've got our Cooper's kit here. We've went ahead and opened it, and on the top you have your yeast and your instructions. So, and I've got a pan of water here. We're going to go ahead and heat that pan of water up, and we're going to invert this upside down so the divot is down, and put that in our pan of heating up water. And we're doing this to thin out the extract so it'll come out of the can easier. So we'll go ahead and do that. And while that's heating up, we'll come over here to the sink, and we're going to get a gallon of water. This is a 2-quart jug that I use to measure out my water. So we'll go ahead and pour 2 of those down into this pan, and we'll start heating that up as well. And also behind this pot, if you can see, I've got a tea kettle back here, and I've got it full of water. We're going to go ahead and heat that up as well. So we'll let all of this heat up, and while it's heating up, we'll go ahead and sanitize our bucket. Okay, so we've got our bucket in the sink here, and we've got our sanitize pre-measured here. So we'll go ahead and dump our sanitizer in there. And then we will put some water in there. We're going to use cool water. Now that we've got our sanitizer in there, we're going to go ahead and sanitize all of our equipment. We'll drop a spoon that we're going to use to stir it. We will put a can opener in there as well. We will put a pair of scissors in there, and our hydrometer. We'll go ahead and dump that in there. And we will need probably a spatula as well. So we'll go ahead and let those sanitize while everything heats up. Okay, as you can tell, our water's heating up on our can. We don't want to bring that up to a boil. So we're going to go ahead and turn the burner off on that, and we will just let that sit in there for 20 minutes or a half hour, just however long it takes us to get the rest of it ready. So we will go ahead and let that sit. Next up, we want to add 500 grams of dry malt extract. So we'll go ahead and pull this out here. If you can see that, we're at 507 grams. We'll call that good. We've got our 500 grams. As you can see, the water is starting to heat up. So we're going to go ahead and slowly pour that in, and we'll get that mixed in. And then you'll want to mix that really good, make sure there's no clumps in there. Okay, and then once you get that in there, we'll want to add 700 grams of corn sugar or dextrose. So we'll go ahead and pour that in there till we get to 700 grams. Okay, now we've got 700 grams of corn sugar. We'll take that over and we will add that in with our dry malt extract and water, and we'll stir that in really well. We've got that all mixed up well. Make sure there's nothing sticking to the bottom of the pan or any of that. So then we're going to go ahead and pour a gallon of cold water down into our sanitized bucket. So as you can tell, I already had some in there, but that's about a gallon there. And then once you do that, we're going to transfer what's in our pan and we're going to dump that down in there as well. And the reason you put the cold water in the bottom of your bucket is just to adjust the temperature so it's not boiling hot and doesn't melt your bucket. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and take our can of malt extract out of the heat here. Use a towel or a hot pad or something because it's going to be warm. Okay, so we pull that out of the hot water, and I'm going to take it over and just dip this in down into my sanitizer just for a second, just as a precaution. Can't be too safe. Always want everything to be sanitized. So we'll go ahead and open this up. Be careful of the paper. Probably would have been a good idea to remove the paper before we opened it up. So we'll go ahead and pour that down into our bucket. And then at this point, this is why we've got our tea kettle here. I went ahead and got my spatula out of my sanitizer. We'll go ahead and fill the can up with hot water here. And then we'll just stir around the inside of the can to remove any extract that's on the side of the can. Okay, and then once again you'll want to use a towel or something. It's very hot. And we'll grab a hold of that and we will dump that down into our bucket. As you can see, we've pretty much got rid of all the malt extract inside the can. We want to have all that goodness in our beer, not leave it in the can. So we'll go ahead and stir this up really good now. Now our goal on this is to get it around 80 degrees so we can go ahead and pitch our yeast as soon as possible. So we're going to add cool water to this, and we'll take some temperature readings and adjust our water, and we'll fill it up to the 5-gallon mark, and hopefully once we get to the 5-gallon mark we'll be right around 80 degrees. Looks like we're at 83 degrees, which is right where we want to be. So now we'll go ahead and take a hydrometer reading. Okay, so it looks like we're at 1054, which would give us an alcohol content of about 7%. If it attenuates all the way down, we will see how far it attenuates. All we have left to do is pitch the yeast. So we've got our sanitized scissors. We'll go ahead and cut the top off here. And I'm going to go ahead and remove our spoon there. And we'll go ahead and sprinkle our yeast on top. Kind of evenly sprinkle it all over the top of the wort. Okay, and then we'll take our sanitized lid here and we will snap that on. Okay, and then once you get your lid all snapped on, we'll just add an airlock that's full of sanitizer, about halfway full to the line. We'll go ahead and add that onto our bucket, and it'll sit and ferment for a few days. Yeah, so we ended up having some family time on Thanksgiving. We got our holiday decorations up, and I got time to brew. Pretty good weekend, so that's really about all I have this week, guys, for you. Next week, I will be out of town for work. I'm not sure I'll get a video up, but I'll try and post something for you. So until next time, remember, there's always time for a glass of wine. Cheers.